Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're jumping right into a seriously beautiful explainer. We're breaking down the epilogue, Whispers of the Deep, the New Generation. Now, if you've been following the lore of this incredible universe with us, you already know the original narrative was packed with massive stakes, violent storms, those huge cosmic mysteries. But, what actually happens after the climax? What happens when a turbulent, magical world finally just settles down? Let's dive in and explore how living history slowly transforms into whispered legend.
The world lived in peace for 25 years. Just let that sink in for a second. A quarter of a century. Our source text immediately sets up a completely different vibe from what we're used to. That old era of violent storms that responded to human emotions, gone, faded into tranquil history. We are stepping into a world that has finally caught its breath. The ocean isn't a mirror of human turmoil anymore, it's just an ocean.
Which brings us to Section 1, 25 Years of Peace, the Aftermath.
So, with the original story fully wrapped up, we're basically given a clean slate. After this massive 25-year buffer of absolute peace, we meet our new anchor to the narrative. Her name is Sora. She's a 12-year-old girl living in a quiet seaside town, and she just really loves walking in the rain. And she's a lot like the newer generations in our own world, right? She didn't fight those old wars, she only knows the peace.
And this perfectly captures the central theme of this explainer, history fading into legend. Think about how this works in real life too. In the old world, the ocean literally responded to human feelings. Figures like the observer were undeniably real. But in this new world, the ocean is just peaceful. To the general public, all those world-ending events have been watered down into these harmless, pretty myths. The magic has completely retreated from everyday life.
Moving to Section 2, the Talking Rain, a quiet disruption. Because, let's be real, perfect peace can't last forever without something shaking things up. Picture this scene. Sora is out on a walk. The street is completely empty. She holds out her hand to catch the raindrops, and she hears the rain mysteriously whispering one single word: remember. Now, usually when the weather tries to tell us something, it just means we forgot an umbrella. But here, it's this intimate, magical whisper. The world itself is trying to wake up the new generation.
So, what do you actually do when a rainstorm starts talking to you? Well, first, Sora does the logical thing and tells her grandma. And brilliantly, the grandmother doesn't launch into a huge lore dump. She stays silent, points to the old lighthouse, and just says, if the rain speaks to you, go there. And that prompts Sora to go investigate. It's like the older generation knows they can't force this discovery. Sora has to walk the path herself.
Section 3, Akira's Diary, a pivotal artifact.
Inside that empty lighthouse, resting right there on a wooden table, Sora finds an old diary. It belongs to someone named Akira. And the very first page holds this absolute gut punch of a message. If you read this, the world has started asking questions again. Don't be afraid to seek answers, but remember, no one person should carry them alone. It's a literal passing of the torch, but honestly, it's also a profound lesson. It corrects a major flaw from the past. No more solitary heroes carrying the weight of the entire world on their shoulders. The future requires a shared burden from all of us.
Reading those words, Sora whispers a question into the quiet lighthouse. A question that sets our true mystery in motion. Who is Akira?
Which leads us to Section 4, meeting the legend, myth and reality.
Well, Sora doesn't have to wait very long for answers. Literally the very next day, the gap between myth and reality just vanishes. An elderly woman arrives at the lighthouse. Silver hair blowing in the wind, she looks right at Sora and says, "This diary has waited a long time for you." And when Sora asks if she actually knew Akira, the woman just nods.
She introduces herself as Mio, and Sora is absolutely stunned, recognizing her instantly as the one from the legend. But Mio? She doesn't strike some grand heroic pose. She just quietly laughs and notes that legends always get prettier with each generation. I love this part, because it reminds us that history is made by ordinary people who just did what they had to do way before they became these towering, untouchable myths.
On to Section 5, the ocean's new spark, the thematic core.
We shift ahead to the evening. Mio and Sora are sitting together by the sea, and Sora asks this absolutely crucial question. Is the story over?
I mean, after 25 years of peace, has the grand narrative of the ocean and humanity actually ended? Are they just destined to exist in the aftermath forever?
Mio looks out at the horizon and gives this incredibly profound answer. No, because the world always changes. This reveals a vital truth about our source material. Peace doesn't mean the end of history. It just means the nature of the challenges has evolved.
Mio actually touches the water, creating these little ripples to explain this shift. Back in the past, the ocean had to learn to understand humans. That was the magic, the conflict, the chaotic storms. But in the present, humans have to learn to understand each other. That environmental crutch is totally gone. Sustaining peace now requires our own empathy and emotional intelligence. The responsibility, it's entirely on us now.
And right on cue, the ocean gives them a visual. Way out at sea, a faint blue spark appears. And the text is super specific about what this is not. It is not an eye. It's definitely not a monster. It's just a small, faint light moving slowly between the waves. The magic is returning, but this time it's gentle. It's inviting. When Sora asks what the spark is, Mio just smiles and says, "I don't know." And then she adds this wonderful caveat. And, probably for the first time in a very long time, that is a good answer. Think about how incredibly powerful that is. In the past, not knowing what the ocean was doing meant you were probably in terrible danger. The unknown was literally terrifying. But now, the unknown is a source of peaceful curiosity. They can just sit by the sea, watch a magical spark, and wonder about it without an ounce of fear. Finally, Section 6, an unending story. The final scene.
For the finale, we actually leave the beach entirely and dive deep, deep underwater. The pacing slows way down here to match the calm reverence of the deep ocean. A small glowing fish swims up to an ancient stone that has this time-worn carving on it, and as the fish touches it, a distant, quiet laugh echoes through the water. It's not threatening, it's not sad, it is just completely, entirely full of peace.
And what exactly does that ancient carving say? It leaves us with this final message. As long as hope exists, no story ends. While the violent storms of the past are over, the undercurrent of connection is always there, waiting for a new generation to find it. Which leaves us with a final question for our own lives, right? In the quiet spaces after our own conflicts, what legacy are you inheriting, and what entirely new story will you choose to begin? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep seeking those answers, and I will see you next time.